What's up, G-Show land, and welcome to an impromptu episode of the G-Show podcast. I am G1, and this is the Godzilla Block Party. Hold up, wait a minute. It is right now Saturday, August 13th. We just put up a podcast yesterday, but we got to do a new one. Why? This one is spoiler-rific. That's right, G1 broke, and he watched a trailer that just dropped that was chock full of spoilers. So I'm giving you guys a heads up right now. Spoiler warning. We are going heavy into this trailer that just came out from the Philippines, and they show a lot of shit. So if you didn't see it and you don't want to be spoiled, please, by all means, avoid this video until you see the movie, and then come back, listen to us spiel, and, comment and tell us what you thought. That being all said, let me introduce you to my panel today. It's a small one, but it's a good one nonetheless. Joining me right now, as always, my partner in crime, aka the G Show. We've got G73. What's up, brother?
Hey, guys. How's it all going?
Yes, sir. And joining me once again, for the first time in a very, very long time, my biological brother, J-Rod, is on the G-Show podcast. What's up, bro?
What's going on, people?
Yeah. Yo, John, we try not to spoil it for ourselves, but we gave in and bit the bug, or the bullet, or whatever you want to call it, and we saw the trailer. Now, G73 over here, he's read everything. He knows the whole movie inside and out. We're not going to get into all of that, okay? We're going to only get into what we saw in this trailer, because I'm pretty sure there are certain other things that I don't want to know, that I'm waiting for the movie. But we've seen a lot of the juicy shit, I would think. So, let's get right into it. Jumping off right now. Spoilers, people. Final warning. Spoilers. We're going in. J-Rod, Broham.
Yeah.
I'm going to bullshit with you for a minute because you haven't been on in a very long time. And we've had this conversation earlier in the day when I was like,
dude. Briefing here we got to do.
That's right, yes. Exactly. Here's a debriefing. This Philippine trailer came out, and we have seen Shin Goji in pretty much all his fucking glory. And I cursed. Yes, that's right. This is one of those podcasts. It's a little balls to the walls here, okay?
Where's Z1?
Yeah, where's Gam Z1 at? We're a little balls to the walls with this one. Wow. That's all I could really say is, okay, we see the trailer. It opens up. It's a predominantly English dubbed trailer, actually. There's a lot of English-speaking moments in this trailer. And we've gotten a couple of new shots of Goji that look phenomenal, in my opinion. Most notably, the first time you see him roar, and the movement was, for me, killer. I was like, wow, the CG really shines through here. And we talked about this on the previous podcast. G73 mentioned this, as well as I think Gam Z1 also mentioned this. From what you guys know, there's going to be a lot of movement with Godzilla, not just that lumbering mountain with only the tail swaying in the background. So we get to see that a bit in this trailer, which I adored. I absolutely did. I was like, wow.
That was my favorite part of the trailer.
Really good.
That roar he lets out, and his body just moves.
Moves. Awesome. And then we get another shot at the end where it's a far-off shot, kind of like a helicopter shot, where the buildings are crumbling, and you see his tail moving, but if you look, towards the middle of the screen, Godzilla's right there, and he's moving, and then, he goes down that final shot, his head goes down, he does that roar, and it's just like...
awesome, too.
Awesome. But, the meat and potatoes, the spoilers, John.
The meat and the potatoes. Go ahead.
What the fuck was going on? The first shot we seen, because we know Purple Ray confirmed, the first shot we see as far as Purple Rays go, where there are at least 9 rays beaming through the skyscrapers in broad daylight, toppling buildings. What was your initial reaction when you saw that?
What the is going on? I believe it's my curse. I'm being good. What the hell is going on right now? What is all of this? Is there multiple monsters that I should be watching for? But later on in the trailer, you kind of see what it actually was. But just seeing in the beginning of that and seeing all those, I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Oh, all right. I didn't bleep that one. Sorry.
That's all right. This one's full go. So
that was just, it threw me for a loop for a couple seconds, and I'm like, what? Like, jaw drop. What is going on? But yeah, craziness, madness.
Absolutely. G73, you knew that was coming, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man, when I saw that, I was just because I had no idea. I was like, wait a minute, what is that? And it really harkened back to something we talked about previously on this podcast a couple of times, that Anno and Higuchi Sky Warrior, or Warrior God in the Sky.
Warrior.
Yeah. If you look at that again, it spits a purple beam. It's a purple beam.
It's exactly the same, pretty much.
So I'm gonna take away Anno's admission of saying because Prince died, he used the purple beam, and say no, Anno just likes the color purple, which ain't a problem because I also like the color purple. So yeah, but when I saw that, I was like, oh, damn it, it's the same thing. Because I actually went back and watched it. After I saw that trailer about 3-4 times, I went back and looked for it. And I said, I got to watch this again. And I watched it, and I was like, holy shit, look at that. It's pretty much the same thing. And that was a concern of mine. Don't get me wrong. I've said this before. I like the idea of that Sky Warrior God thing. I love the look. I love the cinematography. I love the destruction. I love the creature because it was original. What I don't like is taking that creature and morphing it with Godzilla. You could keep everything else the same. The cinematography, the special effects. And then throw Godzilla in the mix of that. And they did that. The only thing, again, I just don't like the look of Godzilla. Okay, that out the way. So we see these beams crisscrossing across these skyscrapers. Oh, and then we get a couple other things. All right, one of the shots we got, we get the boats coming down the marina. It's a shot, a really good shot, a close up shot where the boats
10 seconds in.
10 seconds in. Thank you, J-Rod. Crashing in on each other. Then the camera cuts out, pulls out, and it's a wider shot, same sequence. Now you see it's a marina in the middle of a little like a trench. There's a bridge there. People are running across it. You see this tail, or you see something moving. And because we all know now here in this panel, Kaiju A and Kaiju B, for me, it looked like it was one of those things. You don't see its face, but you see, I thought it was a tail. I watched it a couple of times. I thought, could that possibly be Godzilla's tail? I don't know. But it was definitely something there. G73, would you care to elaborate on that?
Well, what it was Kaiju A.
Look at
that. Going into what it is, but yeah, that's exactly what Kaiju A is from the stuff that I've seen. But I don't know what prior you want me to elaborate with. What's basically the question you want to know?
Well, was that Godzilla, or was it one of those newfound kaijus that we're seeing popping up in the toys? And you answered that question.
But that is a big spoiler, though, if I talk about that.
Well, we're not going to talk about it. You confirmed that it was actually Kaiju A. And you know what? It's in the trailer. And that was something I knew about. That was one of those things I tried to avoid talking about previous podcasts. The things I seen, which was the toys for Kaiju A and Kaiju B. So J-Rod knows about those also. So we can talk freely about that here. We can't talk about the origins of them, because that I still don't know.
Okay, so that's what I was wondering what you wanted to know.
Right.
Yeah, I think I'm with Chase on this. I actually know the origins as well.
Well, you can go and kiss my ass, okay?
That's why I said I think I've seen a little too much.
You need to stop seeing things You need to stop seeing things until the movie comes out and we can sit down and watch it together. You son of a...
And I can't wait till we all see it.
Oh, yeah. That's going to be a great podcast.
And the stuff we are upset about, we can talk and discuss to see if we can change minds. Or at least where they can understand what was going on. Well, I'm excited to do that.
Well, again, that all comes down to everybody's interpretation of the movie. But right now, we're just breaking down this trailer. So, okay, Kaiju A in the marina. You don't see much of him. You see a tail. You see the spines. You see something. It's a pretty good shot, I gotta be honest. I'm looking forward to actually seeing this thing, Kaiju A and B, in the movie. The toys don't do it for me. So again, but those are plastic. I want to see this thing in motion. Toho has put out the cash for it. They're very ambitious with this film. And this trailer really showed that ambition. More than anything, I'll tell you this, I don't think Toho wanted this trailer to be released.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking that too. I was like, I wonder if Toho is kind of getting a little bit pissed off at whoever in the Philippines is doing this, because that was like a big chunk of the film, and that almost felt like, I mean, at this rate, with all these trailers coming out, if we keep watching them, we're going to know everything in our minds, like on the film, by the time we get it in the States.
I totally.
If we stay away from it.
Yo, J-Rod, your thoughts on that Kaiju A, as G73 put it?
Oh, well, before I found out it was Kaiju A, before I seen, started watching more, just with the trailer, it's just a funny thing that I noticed. And I'm like, you know what that looks like? It looks like those little pill things that you like throw in hot water and then like a sponge dinosaur appears. It looked like something was just like popping out. And I'm like, oh, what the hell was that? But then we were talking about G1 with the whole, could it be his tail? The reason why I thought it wasn't the tail right away was the bridge in that scene. It's like to have Godzilla pass under that bridge and not break it down and then his tail coming out of the water and knocking things back is just a little hard to believe. It couldn't have been like he passed there and now his tail, unless maybe he stepped off to the sides because he is pretty big. Maybe he was stepping off to the sides. It could have been. But, I kind of ruled out the tail. I was like, what the heck is that? Is it a giant sponge happening? I don't know. But now, seeing what I've seen in Kaiju A, I'm like, oh, that's pretty crazy. I really want to see this scene in the movie. Like, I want to see, like you were talking about, like, the movements and everything. And, like, how this is coming about, where it came, like, where it started and, where the scene is coming from. Just so much went through my mind after seeing Moron.
After seeing Moron, exactly.
Yeah, I know. After seeing Moron.
That's how I feel about this movie so far. Moron. Let me stop. I'm fucking boy, but I'll tell you. Okay, you know what? So we're all intelligent people here. Okay, for those who are still watching and has stuck with us, even though we've given out spoiler warnings and went into spoilers heavily so far, we're all intelligent people here. The very beginning of this trailer, once you see footage, you see a trail of blood or radioactive body fluids in the water. And I saw something that said something about that. And then when I saw that sequence right there in the marina, I was like, okay, maybe that is what happens. And I'm kind of, I'm on the fence with that because for me, it's silly. I don't like it. If that is the case, which it seems like it might be, I'm not going to go into more of that. I didn't get into more of that. I'm trying to avoid anything else. I don't think I'm going to watch another trailer, to be perfectly honest with you, until I see this movie. Because I've seen it already. I've seen what I needed to see to stop me. And I'm like, I'm done. It's kind of like when Han Solo gets killed. If they would have showed that shit in like the 5th trailer, I would have been pissed the fuck off. Okay? When Han Solo dies in The Force Awakens. And if you're still with us and you didn't know that because you didn't see The Force Awakens, shame on you. But okay, so we see Kaiju A going through the marina. We saw beams of light destroying the cityscape. We don't know what those beams of light comes from. Of course, though, like I just finished saying, we are intelligent. We kind of put one and one together. But then we actually see it. We actually fucking see. Oh, no, we don't see that yet. We see, oh boy. And then me and J-Rod had a little conversation, about 5-minute conversation about this. So, G73, welcome to the club. Godzilla spitting his atomic fire
out of his tail.
Out of his tail. Oh, my. Okay, I am going to pass this to you, G73, first, then I'm going to go to you, J-Rod, and I'm going to hold my feelings in until after you're done. G73, your thoughts on that?
That is probably the only thing that has thrown me off about this Godzilla, is that he shits an atomic beam out of his tail. And I just, I'm okay with the laser light show. I dig that. That just reminds me of an updated atomic pulse type deal. But what I don't like is that he shoots this thing out of his tail. Because I just don't, it's not a huge thing for me. It's probably just one of the things where I'm just like, really? I guess now that makes sense why he has a face at the end of his tail.
Yeah.
But I think that could have been left without. I don't think they could. They should have done that. But it is what it is. We see it now, and it's not my favorite thing about this Godzilla. I would rather, and then. I don't know if you guys saw his face when he shoots the...
Oh, we're going to get to that. We're going to get to that. We're going to get right to that.
So
hold on.
Hold off on that?
Hold on. We're going to get...
Okay.
After I do my piece, we're going right into that. All right?
So yeah, his tail was kind of... It's kind of the... Surprisingly, it's one of the only things where I'm like, okay, I'm not cool with that. But it still doesn't make me less excited for this film. All I see it is that Godzilla has had multiple abilities throughout his whole entire career. So what if he uses his tail as an accurate laser cutter? But let's see how it goes out in the film. So
gotcha.
That's the only turnoff, but I'm still excited nonetheless. I'm not like, I hate this, I'm open-minded in the sense because Godzilla has had multiple abilities. So.
Well, let's see if J-Rod feels the same way. J-Rod, are you open-minded to this, or?
It kind of threw me off. You're shooting beams at, what happened? Did Godzilla swallow Mace Windu, and now Mace Windu is ripping out of his tail with his lightsaber? I don't get it. I just don't know what's going on. It might just be a little too much.
You're a jerk.
Come on, that was good. That was good.
That was good. It made me happy, right? That was a good one. I didn't see that coming.
And no one's seen it coming out of his tail either. I'm just saying.
No.
Those two things you didn't see coming. But yeah, when I seen that, I was like, yeah, that totally could have been left without. That's not something that I'm sitting there like, oh, that is the greatest feature. I would have never thought of that because I would never have used that. That's why I wouldn't have thought of it. Just in my opinion. I just think, 75?
73.
73, I'm sorry. 73 said.
He's new. He's new.
We don't need a laser cutter coming out of his tail. It's just... to me, that's just a bit excessive. I understand that you're giving them new things, like the pulse thing. I'll read into, the spine ones as all right, you updated the pulse. I kind of liked just the surge out of,
I still like that better too.
Yeah, but, I'll feed into your, your update of it. But the tail, I think, is just a bit excessive.
All right, well, I agree with both of you guys. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. And I'm sorry if I'm closed-minded about it, but I absolutely hate it. It is silly, and it looks cool because of the beam, but it's stupid. I don't like it. And yes, Godzilla...
Like a stupid cool.
Yeah, but a stupid cool where I'm just like, I hate having meh moments, but this is a moment, could care less. Like, this should have been on the chopping block. Like, and
this is clearly not our grandfather's Godzilla. This is
nobody's Godzilla. I'm gonna tell you right now. I think this shit is one and done. But we're gonna get to that later. I hate it. I do. The face on the tail that, you know, we've been speculating about for months now, everybody. And we've talked about it on the podcast a bunch of times. It is a face, and it opens its mouth and it shoots a beam, and I hated it. And speaking of opening its mouth to shoot a beam, G73 was about to touch upon that, and I know this is one of your favorite franchises. If you look at Godzilla's lower jaw, look at his chin in that sequence, and it is separated.
Yeah.
It is separated. It looks like he has two
then
chins.
Then we come to the second thing I'm not really okay about.
He's pedagogy. It's like he took the helmet off and was like, "You're one ugly motherfucker."
He is one ugly motherfucker.
He is one ugly motherfucker. Okay, so let's talk about this, because this was a humongous part of the trailer. It's that sequence. Humongous, because not only are we seeing the tail, but then you notice, because everybody automatically looks at the tail. I gotta be honest, I didn't notice the chin thing. J-Rod pointed it out to me. He pointed it out. He said, "Oh, did you see that?" And I'm like, "What?" And I had to look again. Holy shit, look at this. And now my eye just goes there. Fuck the tail thing. G70, start with you, J-Rod. What did you think of the split chin? Now, mind you, there is only one beam coming out of his mouth, but his chin does look split. What did you think?
Again, I'm not liking it too much. Just, to me, like you said, like pedagogy. I was thinking like Blade 2, the vampires, how their lower jaw split.
Or the necromorph from Dead Space.
Yeah, well, exactly. Like, it just, that's a bit excessive to me as well. But then, like, I've just seen so much. So some of these things kind of could make sense to me now.
Oh, you really spoiled. You're in line with G73.
Yeah. I'm spoiled, man. I know a lot.
You moron.
Yeah, man. Like, I won't touch on things, but like with his eyes, how we all hate the eyes.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
I'm just saying, like, I kind of understand now.
Fuck that understanding shit.
I kind of understand things.
God damn you, John. Wait till I see you next time, bro. I'm gonna fuck your ass up. All right, so you don't like the split chin, but you understand the reasoning why.
It's not I understand the reasoning why, but I can see it. I could kind of grasp it and get an understanding of it now.
Yeah.
First scene, and I'm like, I'm not liking that at all. Like, what the hell? Why would you even do that? But then again, why would you make a beam come out of his tail? So, you know.
That's funny that you say that, because you have not been on a podcast with us since, a favorite
April
Godzilla movies?
My birthday.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was the talking about the big display that they had.
The display in our favorite Godzilla movies.
Yes. Which is still terror, and I don't understand G95.
G95 now had to defend himself, but we went over that. But it's funny you mention how you can understand, or you can see, because this is what G73 and Gam Z1 was talking about on yesterday's podcast, the one this past week's podcast, where they've read all the spoilers, and they believe this is going to be a great movie once you understand it and put it into context. Now, I didn't read the spoilers. I just saw what I saw. Before I get into my spiel, G73, the split chin, your thoughts?
Yeah, that's another thing. Again, I mean, you know, I don't like my Godzilla being something that's. I guess it's because I'm so used to him being a prehistoric creature from anything we've seen. You know, resurrected from an atomic bomb.
All right, before you go further, before you go further.
Oh, I'm not getting into spoilers.
No, because you're already about to go into that spoiler territory where I don't want to know. So, because again, my imagination goes.
Yeah,
Let's
I see
stop
what
it
you're
there.
going at.
Just.
But anyways, yeah.
Do you love it or you hate it?
Huh?
Do you love it or you hate it? The chin.
I tolerate it.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer. I see. That's why I love you, G73. Believe it, kiss.
See, that makes sense. Tolerate it.
Tolerate it. I
don't like it, but I can see it, so I tolerate it.
That's because you guys have read the spoilers. I haven't. I'm waiting to see the movie to see it in context, and then I'm gonna base my decision on that. But as of right now, from the trailer, I sell it. I don't like it, but it's just because it's out of context. And I do, trust me when I say this, I do take G73 word and I take Gam Z1's word when they say this movie's gonna be fucking awesome. I hope it is. What I've seen so far, and everybody, whatever we have seen, if you have not spoiled it for yourself, it's out of context. So once it's in context, everything works out. Perfect example. When you look at the trailer for BVS, Batman vs. Superman, oh, that shit looks like it's going to be insane. Then you see the movie. What? It sucked. The trailer had more context than the damn movie did, and that is bad. And for all intents and purposes, going by my panel, and I take your word for it, we're in for a treat. Of course, I've read some negative reviews. Not that I've read the whole things, but I've seen some negative comments about it from people I trust in the fandom. I'm still gonna see this and make my own judgment based on my personal feelings. So that's how that goes. Yes, I don't know about the open chin. I didn't like it. I hate the tail spitting fire. Not my favorite thing. Let's jump to the next part, which is the 19 beams in the night shot. 19 beams. I counted it. And you know why I know this? Because I just did a trailer review before we started this podcast. It's up on the G Show YouTube page right now. Check it out. The night shot, 19 beams I counted. I pressed pause and I counted them. 19 beams shooting out of his back. Oh, shit. Now I'm going to start this motherfucker off. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Don't get me wrong. I understand the pulse. The pulse, and I've said this in the other thing. The pulse is one of my favorite offensive. It is actually my favorite offensive weapon from Godzilla. The heat ray's always been there. His atomic breath has always been there from day one. But the pulse, I loved it. From when I first saw it in Godzilla vs. Biollante to when he used it in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, that was like probably my favorite one. And when he used it in Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, and King Ghidorah flew back, you hear R2-D2 scream. If you guys pay attention, R2-D2 screech from when he gets shot in the X-Wing in the New Hope is in that. And I bring that up because rest in peace, Kenny Baker, who just passed away today, the man who played R2-D2. Thank you for the memories. Back to Godzilla. The pulse was one of my favorite things ever. It is one of my favorite things ever. I love that fucking offensive maneuver. This looks like I don't know how to describe this. This looks like pheromones. You guys get what I'm saying? Like when a particular animal's in heat, it lets loose this pheromone. It looks like that, but in a concentrated ray that destroys things. And it's just like, what? Like,
so you're saying Godzilla's horny.
Godzilla's horny and we want to love him, but he's going to kill us, right? Like, what? He's like, hey, guys, come check. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so alone in this world because I keep killing my mates. Oh, I hate it. I got to be honest. In the trailer review, I'm giving it a lot of leeway, but I'm going to tell you this right here, right now, in this spoilerific podcast. I don't like it at all. I'm not a fan. G73, what about you?
Uh, you know, and I know, like I said, I've come to tolerate it just because I can put it in terms of it being the atomic pulse. But then again, it's not an atomic pulse because it's not coming out of his stomach, it's not coming out of his side. It is just coming out of the wounds between his dorsal fins.
Right.
But if I can just kind of, if any way I can to get myself to just get past it and not dwell on it, if I have to view it as an updated atomic whatever, then I'll deal with it. But again, I mean, this is clearly not our traditional Godzilla, and I mean, it's not that I hate it. I actually I could take the beams coming out of his back before I could take his tail shooting a laser or something like that. But it's still something to me that I'm just not fully at terms with, just because it is. We've never seen Godzilla do this, and I just don't think it's necessary for him to do this. But you know, we'll see how it plays out. I mean, I know why he does it and everything like that, or what causes him to do it. But I still don't. Let's say this: if it was Heisei Godzilla, he wouldn't fucking care, and he would just do what he needed to do. You know, he wouldn't have to shoot a beam out of his back.
Gotcha.
But we'll see. We'll see. It's not my favorite thing either, but we'll see.
Gotcha. J-Rod, we've seen this before.
I'm not liking it at all. But with G73 on this, seeing what I seen.
Oh, you know more too, you son of a fuck.
Dude, I'm telling you, I think I know the whole movie.
I hate you.
On things that I've seen just watching shit. I pretty much, you know, like you said, it's just like, you know, I'm not dumb. None of us are dumb. So sitting here and just thinking and, you know, letting your mind play the explanation for you, you can kind of just get everything to reveal itself. So seeing what I've seen and then, you know, watching this trailer again a couple of times, like, I'm like, oh, you know, like now I look at the trailer a little different. I see, oh, all right. Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. I get this a little bit more. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Like, I really don't. I get what it's trying. You know, like, I get why it's being, like, why it's happening, but I don't like it. Like, it's, like G73 said, you know, old Godzilla would do what he has to do to let shit like that happen.
All right, I'm gonna stop y'all. I'm gonna stop you right there because you're giving too much away, and I don't want to start putting two and two together. Okay, I don't want to do it. You guys suck. I still love you. Trust me when I tell you this. John, when I see you, I'll punch you in your gut. G73, G-Fest. And to punch you in the gut, too. But that's a punch of love. I love you guys. Shit, so yeah. Okay, we're on the same page. We got the tail burst. You tolerate it. I guess so. I hate it. We've got, 19 beams coming out of his back. At night shot. In the day shot, they showed 24. I counted that shit too.
24, yeah, I just counted it.
24 beams coming out of his back. I'm not with it. Listen, I'm sorry. You guys might like it. That's fine. That's your prerogative. And I'm not mad at you for that. I'm not a fan. And wait a minute. Hold up. Ladies and gentlemen.
Is that Sir himself?
I'm picking up a faint signal. A few minutes. We'll be over in a few minutes.
Yeah, I got dinner waiting for me, man. It's just gonna be cold in a few minutes.
Yeah, there you go. I'm not a big fan of it. Then the 24 beams, oh my god. It's just like, but again, you guys are running off at the mouth, saying, certain things that's leading me to make up my own conclusion. And I don't want to. I want to see it. But I think I'm on I think I'm on the same road you guys have already traveled.
And follow the yellow brick road up.
You know what? You can double, take that right up your candy ass. I'm giving him the middle finger like Stone Cold Steve Austin. Yeah. Shit. Derailed. Oh, derailed. Speaking of derailed, another major. Oh, dude. I can't talk to you right now. I'm sorry, brother.
Virgil?
No.
Oh.
Speaking of derailed, jumping on topic,
I didn't know you were going to talk about that.
Oh, we are. Now, this is one of those things that I honestly, when I saw it, I cracked up at. Because I did have a problem with, because I had something to base this off of. And I'm talking about the trains. When Shin Goji is walking onto the fucking train tracks, the fucking trains like gravitate towards him. It's kind of like Godzilla versus Mechagodzilla all over again, where the fucking train, the electric poles, he magnetizes, and the electric poles, boom, boom. The fucking trains are like he was a magnet and he was pulling it. Oh my goodness! Now, I will say, I have no concept of that scene. I have no idea what's going on, other than the fucking trains are going towards his body. And I can accept that, not because I've seen it before, but because I've seen it before. It's a silly thing. I don't think it belongs in this movie, but I'm more open to that because I've seen it before. And you know what? This might get a lot of people mad, like, oh, but you can accept that because you saw it before, but you can't accept the beams coming out of his back or beams coming out of his tail. There's a first time for everything. I'm going to tell you something, to be perfectly blunt and honest with everybody. Are you guys still with me?
Yeah.
Okay. To be perfectly blunt and honest with everybody, I can't accept those things because I don't believe that we're going to get another tail beam in any Godzilla movie. I think this is going to be a one and done film. Seriously, I honestly believe it's going to be one and done. So, knock that out the way. The reason why those train things crack me up is because I've seen that before. In Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 1974, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, J-Rod, what you think about that?
The trains. I mean, seeing the trailer, you could, like, put it as, all right, maybe you say they're levitating towards him. You could also say, man, Japan has the bullet trains. Those things move so fast. They're crashing into him. You're just folding up.
I don't want to hear that shit. And if you're spoiling something, I'm going to go to your house right now and knock your ass out.
Bro, yeah, I don't think what I watched talked anything about a train. I'm just saying.
Okay, good.
No, I'm just saying, like... What happened? Oh, the one you read did? Oh, well then.
See what I did there, ladies and gentlemen? I prevented a spoiler.
All right, so I don't know nothing about the trains. I'm just going with, all right, yeah, it could be levitating, or you could put it up to, it's just like, bullet trains move so fast in Japan. Maybe it's crashing into him, flipping up into the air, it's crumbled metal. You're good. It's cool. It's a cool feature. I like it. It's, it's a cool scene. I mean, not a feature. It's a cool scene. But, I mean, yeah, levitating towards him, I don't know. Yeah, now watching it again, yeah, they are levitating up towards him. You're kind of right.
That's levitating, yeah. G73.
It's...
oh, wait. Go ahead, J-Rod. What?
No, I'm saying, yeah, you're right. They're levitating.
G73. Did we get a magnetized Godzilla there?
No.
All right. That's all I need to know then. Even though...
All right, no, forget it. You might touch on that after.
Why? No, say it. What?
No. I was going to ask something else, but it's because it's like right after the train scene.
The blood?
The blood.
Let's just say this. It's a big plot point.
Okay, then I don't want to know about that because I don't know. But I thought he was magnetized and the trains were going to him.
I would have loved that.
To be honest with you, see, I would have put...
I mean, why not? He shoots a laser out of his tail. Let's make a magnet Godzilla again.
Exactly. Let him bring the moon down towards Earth. Watch, that's probably gonna fucking happen at the end of the movie.
He has the Force, and he's pulling down the moon.
I was about to say that. He swallowed Mace Windu, man. He's doing the Force pull right now. We got this.
Except he's a Sith Lord.
Oh my God.
Sith Lord.
We're all over the place. This is like the beams coming out of Godzilla's back. We're everywhere. Let's talk about the blood, because that's very, very interesting. Because they made an emphasis. They focused on this thing twice in this trailer. Right at the beginning with the blood in the water, two things right here. I'm gonna throw this out because I didn't speak upon this particular part I'm about to do right now in my review. But I spoke upon something else. Two parts in this trailer really reminded me of G14. I'm going to tell you why. Real quick, go back to the first part, the one I spoke about in the trailer, which is you see Godzilla, there's a building in the middle, and then 2 buildings off to either side. Then there's street and street. And you see Godzilla's tail going from the middle building around the right side. And then Godzilla's on the left side, you see his back. That was very reminiscent of G14, the teaser trailer, where all you saw was his tail circle the building. And then when we watch the movie, you see that's when he's in Hawaii. So they knocked that off from G14. I don't care what anybody says. You look at that trailer, compare it to that scene, it's pretty much shot for shot. That is a knockoff. And they did the same thing in G98, and I set this on the on my review. Hold up. Hang on a second. Yes.
Is that Anthony?
You there? We're getting you on now. Bye.
Woo.
All right. Well, look, when you do this shit like this is what happens. We're going to have Shin Goji hang out with us right now. Look at that.
Yay.
So, let's get him in. Where was I going with this? Okay, yes. G98 did the same thing. The first teaser trailer you see the swell where the guy fishing. You see the swell in the water. The spikes come out on the side. And then the pier starts blowing up and the fisherman's running. Awesome shot. What happens? The movie's not good. Toho takes that shit, uses it in G2K, uses it in a bunch of other Millennium movies. Hell, even G14 used that shit. But the fact is that was used again, and Toho did that, and they did it twice. And the second time, which was the very first shot of the trailer, was when you see the blood in the water. For me, that reminded me of the first teaser trailer for G14, when you see the path of destruction, and then you see like the plane on the ground, and you see all the traffic beat up. It really, really, really harkened back to that. That's what I got out of that. I don't know if you guys, see that the way I saw it, but it really seemed like it was that particular thing. G73. Am I going? Oh, all right. J-Rod, I'll go to you.
No. I'm saying I'm asking like you're saying like kind of like destruction, like that kind of reminds you of like a destruction path.
It was kind of like a destruction path. Because if you remember that teaser trailer, the first trailer we saw from it, matter of fact, the Comic-Con trailer.
Yeah.
And that shot is in the movie. You see like this destruction path, and then you see the plane, and you see all the cars, the traffic is backed up. When you see the first shot of this trailer, it's the blood in the water, and it's smoking, and it just feels like the same type of thing. It's like destruction.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
got you. All right.
So what do you think? Do you feel the same way, or what?
Do I feel like it's a destruction path? Nah, I don't think I can't. Spoils, man. Spoilers. I can't. I won't even touch on that.
All right, then screw you.
Because it's like what I feel that is.
Okay.
After what I know is like, all right, I can see that this is probably this.
Gotcha. All right, G73.
And you're talking about the blood puddle in the water, right?
Yeah, right at the back of. Right at the front of the trailer.
Yeah, that's a. Also, you see the blood pouring out of the bridge, or when they're driving in the tunnel. Yeah, that's a plot point.
Plot point spoilers. Yeah, see, that's exactly how I feel now. Knowing what I know, it's like, all right, I kind of like you're not dumb, so you can put 2 and 2 together on what that could be.
All right, gotcha then. We're having issues. It seems like my good friend Shinji can't get on right now, which is sad.
Well, why not?
I have no clue. But we'll try this. We'll try that. Anyhow, all right. So that spoilers something you both know. I don't know, and I'm gonna stay away from that then, which is good. So then, well, real quick, I'm gonna try to get Shinji on. Oh, you hear that? What? Somebody's calling. Let's see if we make contact.
Hey, can you see me?
I see you.
All right.
All right.
God.
Do you guys hear him?
I hear him.
Perfect. Yo, all right, what's up, brother? Oh, look at ladies and gentlemen joining us on the G Show podcast. He hasn't been on for a while, but it is Shinji from the GVA page. What's up? You came in very late. We're about 15 minutes out from being finished.
Well, it's not an official GVA invasion until I get here. So now it's on, bitches.
Oh, shit. Oh, and by the way, yeah, this is definitely spoiler heavy, so you can curse. We're not going full tilt spoilers because there's shit I don't know yet. But let me ask you. G73 is joining us. You know him as Megalon.
Of course. Nexy.
Yep. And my brother, my legit brother, J-Rod, is also with us. Say what's up, motherfucker.
What's up?
Hey, Rod, what's up?
What's going on, man?
I said, say what's up, motherfucker. Yeah, you see, this is why y'all suck.
You didn't ask me. I wasn't going to do that.
Goddamn testing, motherfucker.
No. It's full tilt, man. With spoilers, we're getting a little violent, a little vulgar with our words. So let me ask you, now that you're here, okay? Did you see this new Philippine trailer for Shinji?
Hell yeah, I did.
Okay, your
I
thoughts?
just saw it like 10 minutes, 20 minutes ago.
Oh, so, all right. So, you know the spoilers and shit. I don't know everything. J-Rod, Megsy, G73, they know these fucking things. I don't. I choose to stay away from everything. I spoiled myself with this trailer. So, we're only talking about this trailer. Your thoughts?
Motherfucking lasers, motherfucker. Bad motherfucking ass everything. I can't wait to see this. Fuck everybody that's hated on this motherfucking. I told y'all motherfuckers it was going to be badass, and it's going to be even more badass, and fuck you anyway.
Well, as you can all see there, G-Show Land, Shinji gets on. He has nothing to say but fuck. Okay? We don't hear nothing. Nothing but fuck. So he has nothing to say about the trailer. Whether he loves it, whether he hates it, all it is fuck.
Fuck yeah, motherfuckers. It's just a fucking trailer.
Oh, you okay. Where's Gam Gam? Where's Gam Gam's he one at? He would love this one. He would love this one. Okay. All right. So, you're really excited for this.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking this guy. All right. Let me ask you then. Okay. You're in with the tail laser. You're all right with that.
Doesn't bother me one bit.
All right. Doesn't bother you. It will bother the shit out of me. I'm one of those haters. Fuck you.
Fine, hate on it.
That's
a badass Godzilla. Hey, it could have been a fucking 98.
We just finished talking about that, though. We just finished talking about how Toho has incorporated certain scenes from previous American Godzilla movies and used them as shots in their new Toho productions. For instance,
they're not over it. They're not over 98. I don't care what anybody fucking says. They're not over the fact that TriStar fucked their icon up.
Well, that's not where we were going. What I meant by in the trailer, and you saw the trailer just now. In the trailer, there's a certain shot where, and we were just talking about this. So, pardon me, G-Show Land, but Shinji just jumped on, so we're gonna go over it once again. We just finished talking about how there is a shot where there is a building on the left, a building in the middle, a building on the right, two streets. And we see Godzilla's tail going from the middle through to the right side of the building, and then in the left side in the street, you see Godzilla's back. And I said that was very reminiscent of the Hawaii shot in the Comic-Con teaser and in the actual trailer for G14, when all you saw was Godzilla's tail going behind the building. Very reminiscent. Yeah. And I harken that back to when G98 came out. The first teaser trailer we saw was the old man fishing, and we saw the swell of the water. The spikes came out, and that's all they showed us. We didn't know what Godzilla looked like yet. All we saw was this giant swell, the spikes, old man running, and the pair blowing up. And I mean, I don't know about you, but we didn't know what it looked like. I was sold. What about you?
I know the scene you're referring to right now. But Toho, it's not the first time Toho has done a scene like that too. They were doing it in what was it? Godzilla versus Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, or was it Tech SOS?
Well, that's my point, though. What I'm saying is Toho has taken they've adapted things, or adopted things from the American versions. G98 being the first time we've ever seen a swell, because right after that, G2K did it, and from literally almost every single Millennium film had a swell, and that was after G98. So that's what I'm saying now. And then we see in this particular trailer, we get that, and it's not a big thing. I'm not making it a big thing. Believe you me, I'm not. But I'm curious. I'm like, look at you, Toho. You're taking certain shots because they work. Those are really good shots. That swell, right. Whether you love G98 or hate it, if you didn't see that creature and that was the first trailer you saw, like it was for me, that shit sold me. I was in. I bought my tickets. I'm in. And this trailer, you see Godzilla's tail go around. No, we have already seen Godzilla in this, before this trailer. But if they would have used that shot in the first trailer, it definitely harkens back to G14 and when his tail goes around the building while he's in Hawaii. So, yeah, that was that. That's all I'm saying. Is like it's funny how Toho is using that as somewhat of a base.
I don't see it necessarily funny. I just see it as they saw one aspect that really worked. Something they hadn't done before, and now they're going to use it. It's like any successful business. They see something that works, they're going to use it.
They're going to steal it. That's what you're saying?
Use it. I mean, they lent TriStar the name. They didn't give them Godzilla itself.
They lent them. They lent them. TriStar comes up with a really cool idea. Hey, let's take that.
That's ours now.
All right? They lent Legendary the name. Legendary. Look, to me, the swell is better than the tail thing. To be perfectly honest with you, that swell will go. I don't care when we do that G98 discussion video. That's my favorite part. That really is, because it was so I've never seen before, and I loved it. Anyway, jumping off that, you love tail beam, which I don't know why. You love back beams. Okay. What are your thoughts on the blood? That's where we were before you jumped in.
Why don't you talk about the splitting mouth?
Oh, what about the splitting mouth? What do you think about
the Laser Light Show?
Well, he said, yo, good shit, J-Rod. What about the splitting mouth? Shinji, what do you think about Godzilla's splitting mouth when you see that shot with the tail shooting the beam? Godzilla's chin is also split open. What do you think?
I really think they should have made the mouth beam wider. Because they're making the mouth so wide, but then the beam itself that comes out is just as wide as the lasers that are coming out everywhere else. So I think it was unnecessary at that point. It's like you should have made this bigger to make that, because right now it doesn't make sense. The tail beam also doesn't make sense until I know all the spoilers, which I don't.
All right, me and you in the same boat, brother. Let's roll to Tokyo.
But we don't know the rest of the movie, so it's like we can't really bash it. That's why I said it doesn't bother me. I never said I love it. It doesn't bother me.
Well, no. No, go ahead.
He tolerates it. There's the word again. He tolerates.
No, it doesn't bother. Like it's no water off my back. You know what I mean? Like big deal. Whatever.
Well, see, that's because you just joined this damn podcast. I hate it. I'll be honest with you, and I said that I don't like it.
I heard you. Yeah, I heard you. Doesn't bother me.
Yeah, well, this for you. That's for you. You and my brother can spin on these.
Mad, get all flustered.
No, you know what it is? I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's not that it, because again, I haven't seen it, so I don't know the context of the movie. All right? So when you go buy a trailer, now here's the thing. If I'm not a Godzilla fan, right, and I see this, let's say Toho is promoting this shit and they want to bring it out to theaters, and I see this in the theaters, from what I do know of Godzilla, because let's be for real here, there's not one person over the age of 20 years old that don't know who Godzilla is, right? Right?
His name's getting out there again, yeah.
Okay? So, if you were to see this, you'd be like, what the fuck is going on? Now, I'm going to say, and I'm just being real here, more than half of the population who doesn't follow Godzilla, they're not going to see this movie. They're not. And especially if they see this trailer and just be like, what? All right, yeah, whatever. They're going to leave it alone. Now, when you have the diehards looking at this movie like, what the fuck is going on? There's an issue. That's not saying I'm not going to see this movie. We are all going to see this movie. But you can't say, I'm not going to pass judgment until I see this movie. You need to see the trailer. If there was no trailers, then you're going in blind and you can say that. But judging from the trailers alone, if you're not a fan, you might this might not be for you. The way, let's say, G14 was. G14 came out that was trying to appeal to a broad audience, not just the G fans. This doesn't look like it's trying to appeal to a broader audience. This looks like it's just trying to make, you know what I mean? So this is trying to appeal to Anno's fans and just Godzilla fans.
At the same time, too, the people that you're talking about right here, if they do decide to see it for whatever reason, because there's a bunch of reasons anybody goes to see a movie, they're going to be open-minded. They're not going to be like, what the fuck, because they had no idea what the fuck was going on before.
Well, here's the thing. That's the very few. What I'm saying is, if people saw this trailer, let's say 100% of people saw this trailer, the people that will go see it outside of the fandom, is very slim. I believe 25% top.
I agree.
And that's the open-mindedness, but 25% is not doing anything for this movie.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why when I see a trailer, being a fan, and I see the fucking tail spitting fire, I can't say it's no skin off my back. This is wacky. What the fuck am I watching? This isn't Godzilla. It's not. It says it, but it's not. This is really fucking weird. It's in the 60 plus years this thing has been around, we have never ever seen this thing. And I give it props. I give Toho props for taking this chance, for taking this leap of faith with Anno, with Higuchi. I really wish they would have took that leap of faith with Kaneko. You know what I'm saying? When he did GMK. Let him do his vision. Why are you letting this happen now, but you didn't let that happen then? When the Gamera trilogy...
Because now we're
I kind of want to talk about that for a minute. I was thinking about... I'm kind of trying to grasp here. Yeah, this is a Toho film, but how much has Toho really, per se, been involved with this one? Have we thought about that?
Well, they had to be involved a lot. I mean, it's a Toho production.
This is almost a little bit hypocritical. If they're allowing someone like Anno to take over and completely change it into his vision, and we all know Toho has been strict people. They're strict. They don't like anyone ruining their original baby. This is completely rewritten. This isn't original at all. I mean,
it's very original.
Traditional. It's not traditional. And I was almost thinking, how much is Toho really involving themselves in this film? I mean, I'm wondering if there's some other company that has maybe Toho is sharing the rights with in Japan, and they're what is allowing this new vision to be brought up, because it doesn't seem like something Toho would do just willingly. Because for all we know, Toho wants a traditional Godzilla. So this is it's just kind of weird thinking about it.
All right, hang on, G73. Go ahead, Shinji. Answer his questions.
The whole everything revolves around Legendary. Legendary opened up a huge awakening for Godzilla again. Since the 70s. I mean, it's a household name now. So Toho's not going to be so hard and lenient like they were on the GMK director, because at that time Godzilla was suffering. Godzilla was not making money. So they were going to give him restrictions and rules because they thought that this wasn't going to make money. All the changing of the monsters was about money. It's all about money right now. So now we are post-Legendary, where they made a lot of fucking money. So now they're going to take chances. They're going to have the balls. They're going to do all this stuff and try to see what else they can capitalize on making money.
Okay.
That's it.
I got you on that, but here's the thing. Does that confuse the masses outside of the fandom? Because it does.
Great. You have new fans.
Oh, you do, but here's the thing. You show them this trailer. Let's just, because this is what we're talking about. This trailer. That's the topic of this podcast. You show them this trailer, and all of a sudden, Godzilla's shooting beams out of his tail, out of his fucking back, out of his eyeballs, out of his nostrils. He's shooting beams everywhere. And it's just like, yeah, he's a fucking strobe light. And you're like, what the hell's going on? That's not bringing the people that Legendary brought into theaters. This is why they gave it a Funimation. This is why it's going to get a limited release. This movie is not catered to us. And if that's where you're going with it as far as making money, I highly doubt it. Because if that was the case, they would have G2000 that shit. They would have.
And that's why I said that I think that this is why
it did bomb, but they didn't know that. It did bomb, but they did not know it was going to. Because at that time, I don't know what G98 made, but G2K didn't make anywhere near it. Anywhere near it. So if you compare those two movies, G98 was a success, a financial success. We look at it like this. When Godzilla 14 came out, opening weekend, it made, I think, $94 million. In 2 weeks, Shinji's been out, and this is just in Japan, $22 million. Do you see the gigantic gap difference? When that gets promoted out here, and it's going to be in select theaters, it's not going to be nationwide, they're not making no money. They're not making no money. So, A, are they worried about this property because it is so random and out of whack? Or B, they just don't give a fuck. They're just going to, hey, we take a loss, we take a loss.
But yeah, that's why I said in a previous podcast why I think that's why the United States is getting it like last. We're getting it at the end of 2016.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is I hope that they bring it out. And, again, I honestly don't believe because of Funimation, I don't believe that we're going to get a nationwide release. It's going to be limited release the way I would say Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F came out, where it played in pretty much every major market and some. So out of the 50 states, it probably played in 47. If we get that, I'm good. But if we get that, know this, only New York, Los Angeles, maybe Texas, maybe Florida, because those are the big ones. They're going to get multiple theaters, whereas a place like my market, Vegas, will probably get 1 or 2 theaters.
California will too.
No, California, you got Hollywood. You know.
Yeah.
That's why
I remember down the street from me, my theater was showing the Dragon Ball Z Resurrection.
Yeah, I think California is a big market. You're going to get several different places that might show this movie.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I'm going to get it.
Oh, I know you're going to get it. I know we're all going to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's just...
If I take a bus or a train or a plane, I'll do it.
It's just...
Not, I don't know.
trying to knock the hustle, whereas... And I totally agree with you. You know, you're waiting for the movie. You don't care what you see. You want to see the movie in all context. So do I. But on the same side of the coin, you can't shit on nobody for saying they don't like what they see in the trailer. You know what I mean?
I'm not shitting on them.
But you did. But you did.
You did in the beginning.
But you did.
No, you know, because like I said, all that stuff doesn't bother me. This kind of Godzilla is very anime style. This is
good fucking point.
An anime style Godzilla. And I think that's what they're trying to cross over to now, because one thing outside of Godzilla that's very popular is anime. So why not mesh the two?
I agree with that. It is totally anime. And speaking of anime, let's go to my anime resident expert, J-Rod. What do you think about that, what Shin Goji just said? Is it very anime or what?
Yeah, no, I see that. I totally could see, you know, an anime style to it with shit that they're doing with it. You know, as you hear more, you just, you know, you start looking at it and like, oh, yeah, you know what? I could see that. That does make a lot of sense. But with the marketing and everything, like, yeah, you know what? It's kind of going to do the same thing, 98 and then 2000. People from Legendary seen in 14, oh, look at this. This movie did pretty well. And now, all right, we're getting another Godzilla movie. All right, Dick, you show that trailer, and I'm telling you, like you were saying, not many people are going to be like, oh, I need to see this movie. You show, you know, like one of the first trailers we got where everything's still secretive, maybe you'll get a bigger audience fan base to go see the movie.
Right. There's nothing left to the imagination with this trailer.
Yeah, you know, you're basically giving everything out in this trailer. This trailer was like, here's the meal. You can get some dessert when you see the movie.
Right.
Like, I already enjoyed it. Like, and that's if I want dessert.
And
you know, I got my appetizer with the little trailers. Right now, I just got my entree. Do I need dessert? Am I full? Or is there room for dessert? Now, I'm going to go for dessert because I want to see the movie. But a lot of people seeing this trailer might not want the dessert.
Gotcha. G73, anything you got to say about that?
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, especially since, you know, Anno and Evangelion, I mean, Evangelion's pretty much anime, so it just makes sense. Of course he's going to put his flavor of you know, touch into the movie. But yeah, but I mean, this is the way I see it is that this is Anno's Godzilla. This is his interpretation of Godzilla. This is what he wants to show his Godzilla in some sort of opinion. You know, and with what I've seen that has turned me off, I'm okay with hopefully where they want to take it if they end up making more. But apparently from Toho, that's what they want to do. But we'll see. But yeah, I see it as, you know, an anime, but you know, at least in light of an anime. But it's definitely not anything traditional we have seen.
Shinji, you agree with that or what?
That's
pretty much what you said.
Yeah, pretty much what I said.
I thought you agree with that. So let me ask you then.
You mean with it being Anno's Godzilla? I mean,
yes.
Yeah. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, GMK, that was his Godzilla too. I mean, like, they're all different interpretations, you know, per director. I mean, even as the high side series went along, the Godzilla started changing. So I mean, they're all
with the high side, with that series though, they kind of still stayed on one continuous timeline. With the Millennium Sagas, it was all over the place, and you know, we could pick and choose which one was the best one. You know, I love GMK. I love it. I think I was great, and a lot of that has to do with Kaneko. But then again, I love Final Wars, and I really do enjoy G2K a lot. But they're just so all over the place. The Heisei was linear. That story always had to be, even though Godzilla in his appearance changed, the story was the same.
Yeah, but you know, the roars changed, the beams changed. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, there's always little changes here and there. And this is a totally separate thing, so they could have done whatever they wanted to with it, and they obviously did.
Right. All right, well, listen, I can't lie. I got to wrap this up. I do.
You know, I want to wrap some food into my stomach.
Me too. My food just got here, so I'm going to eat like a pig. But I do want to thank you guys for joining me. I start with you, Shinji. Yo, you around today?
I'm around now.
You going to be around?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to be calling on you very soon. Yo, J-Rod, thank you for joining us once again. It's been a fucking long time, you punk ass.
Yeah, no, it was fun.
Yeah, listen, we find the movie, get the nachos.
I got you. I told you, man. I'm telling you, I keep checking every day, man. Fingers crossed, waiting, and it's just no streams available.
I know that. Yo, G73, thank you very much for not spoiling more than we already know.
As always.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, will be the end of this particular podcast. This is our spoilerific review of the new Philippine, they call it Godzilla Resurgence, but we know it as Shin Godzilla Trailer. And I just want to thank you all for joining us. And that's it. Sayonara.